Student Fuels Radio Show.
Alright. What's going on, Wisdom? How are we today? I hope you are well. I'm here now. Just decided to go for a walk and, post a podcast about our current events. Well, so I've been hearing about climate change, Joe Biden fulfilling his promises as the US President of America. And I often ask these questions because these questions are the answers. Now, I'm reading the Daily Telegraph as well about problems with the voice referendum of Australia under Anthony Albanese, a leftist socialist government that we have here in Australia. And to be quite honest with you, it is a shame that this is happening. Whenever you read the news headlines, the latest news articles as well about how much Labor is spending taxpayers' money, all right, and a bunch of illegal immigrants are going to start entering our country of Australia. It was like how it goes back to Kevin Rudd. Same problem when Kevin Rudd, Julia Gillard were former Prime Ministers of Australia. Again, the Labor on the left. The same problem. Increasing power bills, food prices are jacked up to the roof. We have a problem with our Medicare system now. Mental health services, for instance. It used to be that you could access a psychologist, psychiatrist for people who need help out there. During COVID, it was extra help, where the government would actually pay for your session, so you wouldn't have to fork money out of pocket. And to think about this, with the mental health crisis now, that the Australian government, all the American government, governments across the world, are not willing to pay mental health services. People have to fork the money out of pocket and who are struggling. Now, a consultation in Australia, psychologist, you'd probably pay maybe $200 out of your pocket. And that's just for 1 hour of their time, and then you get a rebate. But the rebate is not enough. The government is not paying our healthcare workers enough money, so they've had to go private. I can understand that from their point of view as to why they need to go private and start billing patients, because it seems that Albo, Labor supposedly started Medicare, okay, but Albo's not paying our healthcare workers and doctors, psychiatrists enough money to cover the consultation. They're losing money. So they're like, no, we're not going to bulk bill anymore. Now, that is quite sad. A lot of pensioners out there, people can't work a full-time job, people who don't have the money to pay for these services are suffering. It comes down to money. And I am sorry. Everything costs money. Now, I'm someone who believes having an abundant mindset, a spiritual mindset, as you know. I have also suffered with mental health issues myself. And from what change of government that we've had, I just think it can become worse and worse. Now, that to me is wrong. That to me is just plain evil. I've noticed in Australia, we do have a very good healthcare system. Our medication prices have gone up. Healthcare costs are going up every year. You know, and then what are we going to do? You know, and yet the Labor government will just go around and basically go and invest money in climate change, spend it on wind farms, instead of putting it back into healthcare. And it does sadden me quite a lot that it, as I'm reading in the New York Post about illegal immigrants entering the United States of America under Joe Biden, because again, this is a lefty, and yet immigrants are getting free healthcare, free social security, free accommodation, and yet our veterans who have fought for our country come home and are treated like absolute shit. Now, I can relate to this with the housing commission system in this country, which is absolutely fucked. Never in my life was I treated so badly from housing commission. The DVA treats our veterans like garbage. As soon as you sign up for the Defence Force now, and I'm noticing they're advertising a lot, you are worse when you come home than you are when you join these government departments. Something needs to happen here in a way that this has to stop, because this is unacceptable. And for our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, to be going around travelling in his private jet and he's wanting to say, oh, I'm going to invest in climate change. We need to clean the air up and energy. And yet he's flying up in a private jet. He's doing exactly what Kevin Rudd did. The exact same thing. Piss off overseas, leave the shit back here for the Liberals to clean up. Now, I know that the Liberal Party, the Australian Liberal Party, is in shit. It's fucked. There's bullying going on in the Liberal Party. And that's unacceptable. People at the federal election, state election as well, lost faith and trust in the Liberal Party. I inquired at one stage to join the Liberal Party. Yeah, I don't know why it's so hard to join the Liberal Party, and yet they just want your money. They don't care. Everyone criticised Mark Latham for a tweet he made. Yes, okay, it was unacceptable. He took it down. Yeah, Lydia Thorpe, who is an absolute troublemaker, will go around using foul language, uh, you know, yet she, I'm going to say, should be kicked out of Parliament because that's just not right. So the Australian people decided to vote a Labor government in, and basically, this is what we, with the economic crisis and climate change bullshit out there. Now, I'm wondering the same thing too. Where is the spirituality? Okay, the so-called Christian politicians who say that they're Christian, or these so-called liberals who are really Labor supporters, Brad Hazard, of course, dictator Daniel Andrews putting a COVID tax in Melbourne. What has happened for a world to get like this? Joe Biden is clearly not fit. Hunter Biden laptop has all come out. But yet the Democrats, the left, want to plan things in secret. They want to go around and basically stir up trouble and drama in order to scare people politically and play the soap opera. Now, as I'm walking now, people are welcome to join on the show. Just tap the guest icon and share your thoughts about our current economic crisis and situation that's going on as well. I think that right now is a difficult time to get noticed in the world because this cancel culture bullshit is just going too far. And I mean it. This cancel culture bullshit is just getting too complicated than what it is supposed to do and be. I think for the time being, we must, you know, seek truth out there. And I guess, live, in harmony with the universe at the same time as well. And my thoughts now about these situation with climate change and secrecy is disgusting because I am to the point where enough is enough. We live very busy lives constantly under pressure with financial difficulties, people are out there. And for what? To be treated like garbage from a Labor government who doesn't care but says they really do care about people is unacceptable. And dictator Daniel Andrews in Melbourne pretty much became a communist state of Australia. Now we've got the issue with the voice referendum in Parliament. The welcome to country is going. Now, I read in the news about different opinions on this subject. I don't just listen to one side of the story. There is two sides to the story on the voice referendum in Australia. I think our young generation of people need to wake up. They need to know that there is a lot of bullshit out there in Australian politics and American politics as well. I have come to the conclusion now that I am fed up with being told what I should think, what I should do with my life, and how I should, think. It seems to me that the coronavirus pandemic, Dr. Fauci have destroyed lives, destroyed small businesses in order to put fear, doubt, and anxiety into people. I want to know that I'm safe spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally at the same time. I will always speak up and stand up for the truth out there as well. I mean, that includes freedom of speech because we need to have our freedom of speech without being cancelled on cancel culture. You know that? And I'm dead serious. I'm very serious about this. I take this stuff seriously because no one should deserve to have their job taken away out of freedom of speech. And I'm being honest with you. No one should deserve to have freedom of speech taken away from their life. As you know, I'm on Donald Trump's Truth Social at the moment. I'm enjoying it. I've found my places where I am happy to express views on politics, society, economics, culture, etc., etc. But I will not be told to vote the way the left wants me to vote about the voice referendum. I've said this before. I'm fed up with charity organisations playing politics with people's lives about this LGA jurisdiction bullshit. I am sick of it. These bastards need to stop. It's like today, for instance, the Daily Telegraph decided they're not going to deliver a newspaper to our house because they said, oh, we don't deliver to your area. Now, that quite upsets me because we have the right to have news delivered to our place. Now, you think about that. We have the right to keep up with journalism today. Now, someone tell me why we weren't able to get newspaper delivered by the Daily Telegraph. Tell me that. Tell me. Because that is ridiculous right now. It leads me on to my next point about climate change and the bullshit with climate change going on and how it's costing you taxpayers money, too much money out of your pocket. I just think it's just ridiculous that we're told, oh, we need clean emissions, clean carbon emissions by Chris Bowen, and yet what? For what? A waste of money it is. I've said it to you before. It's your hard-earned money that it's costing you out of your taxpayers' money. It's what it is. Where is the logic in that? Where is the, common sense that we are supposed to be having right now? That's what I don't understand as well. Because it just doesn't make sense that we are told to believe in this, and yet they're trying to build meat artificially. And meat is very expensive to manufacture. I'm serious. Meat is very expensive. And yet this is what we have to believe in. So where's the common sense here, guys? You know that? Where is the common sense that we're supposed to believe in this climate change bullshit in order to, clean up the world with emissions and get politicians are flying on private jets all around the world with taxpayers' money. Now, you tell me that. If someone has the answer, yeah, feel free to jump on if you can help out with the show today. Which leads me to, the point of our school system, education system. It's teaching kids about gender equality and climate change, but yet it's teachers are quitting the job, teachers are fed up, teachers have had enough, teachers don't feel safe on the job anymore. Teachers feel that they're threatened by students and students control it because this is the broken education system we have. At one point, school teachers, and there's people out there, were even sacked from their jobs because they didn't want to get vaccinated. Now, having COVID myself, it was pretty bad. But I just believe in speaking up against this. I believe in, sharing my freedom of speech and my expressions to everyone. And I believe in, the truth, because the truth needs to be out there. Now I can see we've got a guest coming on stage. Oh,
Hey, Stephen.
hello. How are you?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm pretty fed up too, but it's not so much because of what's actually going on. It's more that it's kind of divided my family more than already the tensions were, because I mean, my closest family tends to be left leaning, and I just think it's gone beyond the pale.
Yeah, it's become like another way to control people these
Well,
days.
I mean, I think that God is in control, and I wonder why He is permitting this confusion to wash over the planet. Why is God letting this confusion happen? And I think that, if we could figure that out, then maybe we could repent and, reverse the situation. There's a lot of stuff going on that clearly makes no sense. But I guess, if you've got a standard, bearer that's somewhat hypocritical, then maybe that's the problem. Or I don't know. I mean, I remember in the 80s and the 90s, it was cool to not vote because, everyone was basically in agreement. I mean, there wasn't that much of a difference. There wasn't polarization was not so much in the 80s and the 90s, to the point where there was so little polarization that I think the people that turned out to vote was about 50% of the people who could vote only turned out to vote. Yeah.
Yeah, the voting system has changed. I mean, I would certainly hope Donald Trump has voted back in and can make America great again. I read in the news that he's probably legal and yet still all free social security, healthcare. Have you heard of any of that stuff?
Heard of? I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. What?
There's free social security, free healthcare for immigrants entering into the United States.
Right.
I-
Well, the way I feel about that, um, I guess you're in Australia, right?
yes, that's correct.
Okay. Um, I think that when a nation such as America uses 90% of the world's narcotics, if I'm not mistaken, 90% of the world's narcotics is used in the United States.
Mm.
And that means that the entire rest of the planet can get high every day.
Mm. Yeah, it's there's so politics in everything these days. We Australia has always been, kind of copying the United States. We're going to yes, people make the whole marijuana correctness about it, but there is a lot of confusion out there. There is a broken system as well, and in a broken system and a broken society out there, people are confused spiritually as well to make decisions. Because I highly encourage everyone to get out there and vote and speak up and you know basically listen to the truth. Well, there has been a lot of corruption going on behind the scenes, behind our social media. During COVID, where we were told how to think, we were told what content we should be consuming out there. I guess that only makes us confused spiritually as well. And I think now, since the 2020 coronavirus pandemic, I was reading today that the World Health Organization is warning of another pandemic that is going to be more deadlier, more fatal than COVID-19. Now, I wonder, what are we going to do for the next pandemic? I've noticed that there is a paper shortage now in Australia. I guess there must be a demand to buy paper. At one point, we had a newspaper shortage, you know, in World War II. So is history repeating itself as it did years and years ago? Has COVID-19 in how, I don't know, we should live our lives? Has COVID-19 made things worse? I've noticed society now is different to what we were pre-pandemic, pre-COVID. I just don't like how the Victorian government is wanting to put a COVID tax in, inventing all these new taxes, and basically dictating small business and how they're going to run your business and take all your profits. Yeah. I've noticed, I've been hearing too about Target in America. There's a lot of Target stores closing. There's a lot of Walmart closing as well. So why are these corporations deciding to close or so? What started this? Robbery, crime rate is up. And I've said it before that sooner or later, and there will be no small business available. The whole world will be surrounded by corporations. I'm actually starting to see it in Google where they're using artificial intelligence on people's faces. So actually scanning your face. So this is an invasion of privacy as well. And this is how basically we are dictated to, we are told basically what content we should be consuming, how we should be living our life. All it is just control out there. But on a positive side, the Bulldogs won last week against the Titans. It was a really good game. I thought that the referee was rigging the game in the first half. Stupid bastard. There are some stupid referees out there. Quite a few teams this week, as I'm recording the show, have a bye. So the fantasy on my NRL fantasy is looking a bit short as well. But we need to have sport because sport brings community. But that's all from me today, guys. Please like, share, subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show. Turn on your notifications. New podcasts are available every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Bye for now.